Zero Pilot here, and today I'm going to review BioWare's latest space epic, Mass Effect 2. But before I begin, let me recap what happened in Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 1 began with you, Commander Shepard, investigating the attack on a human colony named Eden Prime. It was attacked by a rogue Spectre named Saren Arturius. Throughout the original Mass Effect, you travel from planet to planet and investigate his reason for attacking and going rogue. And you eventually, at the end of the game, find his reasons, destroy him, make some monumental galactic revelations, and making game-altering decisions that carry over to Mass Effect 2, should you import your character between games. The thing that makes Mass Effect 2 such an enjoyable game to play, that makes you want to play it more than one time or two times through, is its plotline. And BioWare has a history of making games with great and detailed stories that, you know, there's 1,000 outcomes for the entire game. Obviously, it all boils down to the main plot, where it all funnels into one final act. But, you know, there's 1,000 things. There's different ways you can do it. There's, you know, you can do certain things when you want to, or, you know, you can put them off to the end, and it makes for great gameplay. The user interface for Mass Effect 2 received a streamlined approach from the developers. You can access the weapon dial and the power dial at any time before or during a fight, and this doesn't really deter from the pace of the gameplay. You can still go through it at a fast pace. For example, you can set hotkeys on your keyboard or controller for your allies' powers so that you can use them at any time during the battle, or you can open the power dial and manually select them by aiming around the screen as the gameplay is paused. This is also the only way to view a circular radar to give any indication where your enemies are if they are in cover and you can't visually see them. If you played Mass Effect 1, you know how overwhelming the inventory system was. And BioWare took its players' opinions into effect when they were designing for Mass Effect 2. They completely overhauled it, so much so that there really is no inventory system, except for when you're selecting your weapons at the beginning of a mission. The graphics in Mass Effect 2 are a much more polished version than their predecessor. And BioWare has made great effort to decrease the slow loading textures, the long loading screens, and the lighting is a lot more dark to set the tone of the game as far as the plot goes, where it's you know, you're on a suicide mission and you might not make it out alive. There are 3 types of minigames in Mass Effect 2, and 2 of them are done by the player character in the open environment, and the only flaw that could be discerned from the 2 games are the fact that while you're in those little mini-games, everything else around you is still happening in real time. So if Commander Shepard takes a hit while he's doing one of these, he can be locked out and can miss the opportunity for the reward. The 3rd minigame is accessed by the player while he's navigating the galaxy map from the Normandy. It's a slow process. The only real way around it is, if you're playing on the 360, to start to use the scanner on the planet, you have to hold the left trigger. Well, if you keep it held, it's a slow process. But if you keep releasing the trigger and moving the cursor around, it makes it for a little bit faster, but you can miss elemental hotspots. Well, my time's running out, so I'm going to end this review. I hope you found it informative, and I hope you enjoy the game. Given the fact that Mass Effect 2 is such a huge and rich game, there are plenty more things that I could go on about, but I'm going to leave it where it is. If you guys have any questions, please comment below.